Hello and welcome to Undead Gaming News, your one-stop shop for all things gaming. I'm your host Zombie, and first up this week, TellTale Games have confirmed that some of the team will let go due to current market conditions, stating, "Due to current market conditions, we regrettably had to let some of our TellTale team go recently. We did not take this action lightly, and our commitment to new storytelling and finding new ways to do so remains the same. We are grateful to everyone for their dedication along this journey, and we are working to support everyone impacted. All projects currently in development are still in production, and we have no further updates at this time." This is of course not the first time TellTale Games have had these issues, as back in 2018 they filed for assignment due to lack of funding. It was then acquired by LCG Entertainment, who retained many of the studio's assets and IP while reviving the TellTale Games name. Hopefully soon we'll get some clarification on exactly how many staff have been let go from TellTale Games. But TellTale Games aren't the only ones with layoffs this week, as BioWare has chosen not to continue the contracts of the unionised developers working on Dragon Age Dreadwolf, leading to the loss of 13 quality assurance testers. These testers received word that they would not be brought back onto the game and were laid off. However, development support tester James Russworm said that the minimal severance has not actually been paid out to the affected employees, and so Keywords Studios Edmonton United has filed an employment standards complaint to Keyword Studios. Keyword Studios Edmonton, who supplied the staff to BioWare, unionised in June of last year after management placed pressure on employees to return to the office. Organisation allowed it to argue against the in-office requirement, and changes to their roles would not be permitted without consultation with the union. The union is aiming to secure better severance pay as a result of the loss of the roles of the 13 affected employees. Additionally, it was said that Keyword Studio staff were in bargaining with BioWare in the wake of the 50 jobs that were cut in August. There's also Team 17, the publisher of Escapists, Overcooked and Dredge, that will also be laying off a number of employees, according to an anonymous source. The report on potential redundancies came from the assertions of the aforementioned anonymous source. Apparently the announcement was made during the morning of October the 2nd, after an internal town hall session. Apparently Team 17 CEO Michael Patterson will be departing, with Group CEO Anne Hurley taking over his former role. In that town hall meeting, Anne Hurley allegedly submitted a statement which was read out saying, "As explained in today's announcement, we have just communicated our half-year results, showing strong growth for the group in the first half of the year. This reflects the success of our diverse portfolio strategy and the commitment and expertise of our people in all that we do. However, we recognise these results were against the backdrop of one of the most competitive years for high-quality launches and deep peer discounting that the industry has ever seen. Within our group, Team 17 Digital, in particular, has felt the pressure of these challenges, as have many companies in our industry. No numbers nor specifics about which divisions of Team 17 will be impacted have been shared at this point in time. However, the source said employees are allegedly expecting tens of redundancies to be enacted after consultation. They claimed layoffs will conclude in November, and the marketing and quality assurance teams are apparently being cut by between 20 to 30%. However, in other news, the PS5 Upgrader Program we talked about last week, that offers a free game to new US PS5 owners, has been updated to clarify that it's by invitation only, meaning it won't necessarily be available to all. Those invited to redeem the offer can choose to claim one of the available 12 games, which must be redeemed by October the 20th, which is also the same date you need to have bought the PS5 by. But a game everyone can play for free comes in the form of a demo from developer Channel 3 Entertainment and publisher Paradox Interactive, as they have revealed Foundry, a new simulation game that mixes Factorio and Satisfactory into a collaborative endless experience. As a first-person factory building sandbox simulation game, Foundry will place players on an infinite procedurally generated planet to transform it into a bastion of sci-fi industry. Every block can be destroyed and new blocks can be positioned wherever you like. Biomes like jungles and mountains have been announced, with the latter allowing for factories built into the rock on the surface and underground. At the start, resources are mined from the surroundings, and these become the foundation of the factories, which in turn become production lines, conveyor belts, and pipes. Further research improves the efficiency of the technology and maximises the productivity of the player's factory. A demo will be available through Steam between October the 9th and October the 16th, though it's not known how long it will be in total. Additionally, Foundry will support online and offline multiplayer, with no limit to the number of players, but the developer did not say whether this would be a feature in the demo. Also in the news, CD Projekt's Adam Badowski said during an investors presentation that the sequel to Cyberpunk 2077 is officially underway, but still very early in process. Phantom Liberty will be the one and only expansion to Cyberpunk 2077. Adam Badowski said during the presentation, "We decided not to develop any more add-ons for Cyberpunk 2077, but rather to start designing a full sequel to the game under the Project Orion codename. This project is on the conceptual design level right now, and it's going to be designed by a team of veterans who were responsible for designing Cyberpunk 2077 and designing Phantom Liberty. For now, work on the game is taking place in CD Projekt's Vancouver and Boston studios. Team leadership is already there, and the target for late 2024 is to have half of the development team working out of the US and half from Poland. It took more than 8 years from the time Cyberpunk 2077 was announced until it was actually released, and nearly 3 years beyond that before it became the game that was actually advertised. CD Projekt also announced that it has sold more than 100 million copies of its primary games, which are The Witcher 2 Assassins of Kings, The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt, and of course Cyberpunk 2077. However, another upcoming game comes from Genvid Technologies, and it's Silent Hill Ascension, which is said to be a unique mix of streaming show and video game where the audience can influence the outcome of the characters, worlds and stories that they love. It's classified as an interactive streaming series. The series follows multiple main characters from locations around the world tormented by new Silent Hill monsters. Silent Hill Ascension will feature daily live story scenes where each day is different from the last based on your actions and the audience's decisions. It's set to launch on October the 31st. Silent Hill Ascension is one of a number of Silent Hill projects that are currently in development, as the medium developer Bloober Team is working on Silent Hill 2 Remake. Silent Hill Townfall is also in development from Scottish studio No Code and will be published by Annapurna Interactive, and Silent Hill F, which is a completely new story set in 1960s Japan, is being developed by Taiwan-based Neoboards Entertainment, the studio behind Resident Evil Resistance and Resident Evil Reverse. However, in other news, developer Ghost Ship Games has announced that a new game set in the same universe as their popular title Deep Rock Galactic is coming in 2024, titled Deep Rock Galactic Rogue Core. It's a co-op FPS for 1 to 4 players set in procedurally generated destructible caves about a team of dwarven reclaimers sent to retake control of lost deep mining operations. The Steam page says the core gameplay of Rogue Core builds on Deep Rock Galactic and will feature the same basic mechanics, including traversal tools, weapon syringes, and laser pointer shouts. The big difference is that Rogue Core is built around a roguelite structure, and this means that you will start each mission with the very basics, but as you progress through each run, you will get upgrades, equipment, and abilities. The difficulty will also increase drastically as you progress in each mission, contrary to Deep Rock Galactic, where the difficulty is more consistent from mission start to mission end. The studio also added that it intentionally used the term roguelite rather than roguelike, because Rogue Core will offer meta gameplay with permanent progression between missions. Details are slim at this point, and Ghost Ship said Deep Rock Galactic Rogue Core isn't expected to go into early access until November of 2024. It also noted that Rogue Core is not intended as a sequel, and they will still be supporting the live service of Deep Rock Galactic. Deep Rock Galactic Rogue Core is available for wishlisting on Steam, but currently a price has not been set, and Ghost Ship also said that it will likely create some kind of bundle, so owners of Deep Rock Galactic will be able to get it at a discount. However, in other news, Aspyr and Lucasfilm Games are releasing a physical version of the Star Wars Heritage Pack in North America, which includes 7 classic Star Wars titles from over the years. The physical version will launch on the 8th of December, 2023. It will cost $60, and pre-orders are open now, at all major retailers. This is a re-release of the Star Wars Heritage Pack, which launched on the North American Nintendo eShop earlier this year. The 7 titles included are Star Wars The Force Unleashed, Star Wars Republic Commando, Star Wars Episode 1 Racer, Star Wars Jedi Knight Jedi Academy, Star Wars Jedi Knight 2 Jedi Outcast, Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, and Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic 2 The Sith Lords. However, do note that 5 of the games are on the cartridge, while both Knights of the Old Republic and Knights of the Old Republic 2 The Sith Lords will need to be downloaded. But buying the game physically is actually cheaper than grabbing the Star Wars Heritage Pack off the eShop, where it costs $80. You can also get the collection on the European eShop for £68, but a physical release has not yet been announced for that region. Also in the news, we have Amazon, who now offers the ability to buy games on its Lunar Cloud gaming service, but the new feature comes with a big catch, at least for now. you'll only be able to buy select Ubisoft titles. However, if you end up buying a Ubisoft game on Luna, you'll also need a Amazon Prime or Luna Plus subscription to be able to stream that purchased game. Previously, you could only play games on Luna by subscribing to specific channels of content, accessing a rotating set of games available to Amazon Prime subscribers, or playing Ubisoft games you already owned for PC on the cloud gaming service. According to Amazon, you will also be able to play the Ubisoft games that you buy through Luna offline on your PC too. However, in other news, developer Housemarque, the makers of Returnal, are set to move in a new studio by the end of next year. The team is Finland's longest-standing game developer, founded in 1995, and have been operating out of Helsinki ever since. In a new blog post on their website, Housemarque says they are looking to relocate and establish, still within the Finnish capital, the Nordics' most advanced gaming headquarters. The aim for the studio is to be both a testament to their rich gaming legacy and a beacon of creativity in the northernmost capital. Brand director Michael Haveri describes the studio's vision for a modern and expensive-sounding workspace, with features like cutting-edge meeting rooms, proper audio studios, testing arenas, and wellness spaces. As he says, they are creating an environment that merges Nordic sensibilities with creativity, aiming to attract the world's best game developers. As well as all of that, Housemarque wants the new studio to be eco-friendly too, stating, "Our revamped hub will champion green initiatives ensuring a balance between technology and planetary care. As we embark on this transformative journey, we're committed to further solidifying our position in the world of gameplay innovation." Housemarque currently has a few job openings and may look to grow more if its new studio is much larger. We will find out more next year, but it seems like things are on the up for Housemarque. As for our final story, mobile developer Hutch Games have corrected store listings for 2 of their free-to-play games following complaints that were filed with the UK Advertising Standards Authority, and they described their omission of explicit disclosure of loot boxes as a mistake. The complaints were made by Leon Zhao, who has conducted studies on the effectiveness of Belgium's loot box ban and the consistency of loot box warnings on games. Leon filed complaints regarding Hutch Games for Rebel Racing on the Google Play Store and F1 Clash Car Racing Manager on the Apple App Store, and said both games failed to mention the presence of loot boxes. Current Advertising Standards Authority guidance states advertising must make it clear if loot boxes exist in a game, with a notification on the store pages at a minimum. The Advertising Standards Authority upheld Leon's complaints following discussions with Hutch Games, stating in their ruling, Hutch Games understood that they misinterpreted the guidance. Hutch Games said in a statement, "We acknowledge that a mistake was made on our store page listing for our games, Rebel Racing, on the Google Play Store, and F1 Clash on the Apple App Store. We have immediately corrected this mistake. We are ensuring that all future listings contain the correct information going forward." Now, as of October the 2nd, both store listings now disclose loot box presence. However, the disclosures are not prominent, but that's for the stores to fix. The developer expanded on its implementation of loot boxes, stating they are one of the ways that they earn money through their free-to-play games. But of course they are not mandatory for players to enjoy those games. And that's all we have time for this week. If you have any thoughts on anything discussed this week, please leave it in the comment section below as always, and I'll see you next week. Goodbye.